0206. Every block, every ballot, every voice. This ain't left or right. This is right now. OVC. Teachers shaping minds. Vets who stood strong. Gig workers hustling just to get along. Parents, elders, first-time voters in line. Same clock ticking, same moment in time. No dark money whispers. No backroom deals. Daylight choices and the truth that's real. Labels don't own us. We bigger than size. Accountability lives where democracy thrives.
Our vote counts. Yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From the city to the plains. Let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found. Our vote counts. Stand tall, no doubt. Integrity first. Let the people speak loud. From the city to the plains. Let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we
Clear facts, no spin. Education unlocked. Breaking down the process from the door to the box. Who earns the trust? Who shows up to serve? Asking the questions. Leaders got nerves. Neighborhoods talking. Town halls packed. Local voices first. Yeah, we built it like that. Different faiths, views, so walking as one. Democracy stronger when we all get it done. Yeah.
Our vote counts, yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From coast to coast, let the movement expand. Power in the people, future in our hands. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. When we show up informed, that's what it's all about. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. When we show up informed, that's what it's all about.
This ain't no cycle. Nah, this is a standard. Long-term vision. Principles planned from schools to the boards up to the higher seats. We connect the dots from the block to the streets. Peaceful power, respect and demand. Integrity measured by actions, not plans. OVC active, participation mounts. When the people stand ready, turnout counts. Yeah.
Our vote counts, yeah, remember the name. Every voice heard. We don't play no games. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found. Our vote counts, stand tall, no doubt. Integrity first. Let the people speak loud. From the city to the plains, let freedom resound. Different stories, same future. United we found.
Every voice,
Every voice,
every vote.
every vote.
Integrity, inclusion, accountability. OVC.
OVC.
Yeah. 2026. My vote counts. And so does yours.
Whew, always love hearing that song. Soundtrack to our lovely organization, OVC. I'm going to take a minute to get my equipment set up. While I'm doing this, if you're in the room, please tap the screen, send your daily heart me to the account, help support OVC. And there are 4 ways to share this live. You can repost it. You can post it to your story. And you can also spam your followers, but also you can use your great big giant pie hole. I love pie. And Shout it out to your friends. Hey, everybody, there's a town hall on TikTok Live. You see, just like that. We have a candidate from Texas who is running for re-election to precinct chair. It's a precinct chair. Yeah, precinct chair. I was going to say precinct captain, but not a captain. It's a chair. She's running for. That has to do with voting. If you all vote, which I hope you do, then you know what I'm talking about. Let me see if my microphone is working. Is my microphone working? Yes, it is. Is my camera working? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Let's see if I can get something else to work. Is the green screen working? There we are. Again, if you're in here with us today, please tap the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Let's get up these likes. Get up the likes. Share the live, please, especially with people who are from Texas. But if you have any friends who are Democrats also, this should be an interesting conversation, because we're going to talk about how the importance of being a precinct chair for the Democrat Party. If you're Republican, the same thing. The importance of being a precinct chair. Not only do you get people to the polls, but you help unify your party in a way. And right now I am looking for a fan. I'm hot. Listen, y'all. Have sympathy on a middle-aged woman. And I just got a new furnace and my heat is working better than ever. Hello. And it's very hot in my house. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I see you. Do you have the background that
Let me see. I did download it and I did save it. Let me see if it'll
Oh, you got some fans in the audience. Kay Oliver, TWP, says, that's my girl.
Yeah.
And I do remember how to pronounce your last name because I saw it on your social media. She said it's Delaune. I was like, okay.
Delaune.
Delaune.
Yeah.
See, and I still messed it up. Delaune. Whew. There you are. There you go. Hey now.
No, why did it disappear?
Oh no. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone, welcome to Our Vote Counts TikTok Live Town Hall this afternoon. Hey, everyone in the audience. I hope there are a lot of Texans in the audience because we have someone from Texas, Amber.
Hi.
Delaune, right?
Delaune. Like Delaune needs to be mowed.
Delaune. I like that. Delaune needs to be mowed. Amber Delaune. Is it okay if I just call you Amber?
You can just call me Amber.
Okay. Amber Delaune. She is running for re-election as the Hardin County, Texas Democrat precinct chair. So you're already doing the job. You just won it again.
Yeah. I actually don't have an opponent for so the way I don't know if other states are different, but in Texas, as long as you don't have somebody who's challenging you, you don't actually appear on the primary. So I made it to the primary and nobody else wanted the job. So it's me.
Okay, then, honey, you're just running for November. You're early for November.
Yeah.
I love that. So before we get started, I'm going to introduce myself. Everybody, my name is Ayana. Hello, I am an OVC moderator. You will also see moderators in the chat. They're going to help us out with the chat. If you have any questions for Amber related to, we're going to be talking about voting. So related to voting, you can ask her those questions, or you have questions about Texas. She probably could answer those too. So you can leave the questions in the chat, or you can hit the multi-guest option and you can come up and you can ask her yourself. We do encourage audience participation. We appreciate it if you guys are good in the chat. Also, please be respectful of the candidate as well as in the chat when you guys come in here. Don't be, trolling. Please don't. But also, Amber, please use TikTok friendly language, and I will remind myself to use TikTok friendly language when we're talking, because we don't want anybody getting flagged and taken down. We want to be here forever and ever and ever, right?
Yes, girl.
Our Vote Counts is a nonpartisan coalition of citizens from diverse states and backgrounds, united by a shared commitment to empowering voters and promoting candidates who stand for integrity, inclusion, and accountability. Our Vote Counts is more than a name. It's a promise, a movement, and a rallying cry for democracy. Together, we are shaping the future, one informed vote at a time. And again, we are joined by Amber Delaune. Amber is a dedicated community member from Hardin County, Texas, where she has lived for many years and built strong roots. She is a passionate advocate for civic engagement and enjoys helping her neighbors better understand local government and voter participation. She's a devoted parent and partner whose family life in East Texas inspires her commitment to community service and improving life for future generations. As we said before, Amber is already doing the job that she's running for. She's the candidate. She's the candidate. Okay, she's the candidate. So she'll be on the ballot in November. November 3rd is the general election. Amber, for those meeting you for the first time, could you tell us more about yourself and why you are choosing to run again?
So for me personally, I just felt like that voting is the bare minimum that we can do right now with how our democracy is being challenged under this administration. I really was like, I don't know, 2024 to 2025, I just sat there and I was like, I really wish that there was more that I could do. And then by the end of 2020, like towards the summer, I had seen my county Democratic Party had posted that they were needing precinct chairs. And so in Hardin County, there's 19 precinct chairs because there's 19 voting precincts. And so I am the precinct chair for the 9th precinct in Hardin County. So
Okay.
What made me want to do that is just doing more than just being at home.
Okay, I was just turning on my do not disturb so people won't bother me while I'm doing this very important work. You all know my daughter, every time she sees me like putting on clothes and makeup because I work from home, she's like, "You got one of them town halls, don't you?"
She's like, "You don't never dress up." I know how it is.
So what do you do besides this? What's your job? What's your day-to-day job?
I'm a bookkeeper part-time. So I work about 15 hours, and that's a good balance too, because being a precinct chair isn't just fluff work. It's not just getting to bump elbows with random people, although that's the sexy part of the job, right? Is getting to meet new people and make new friends. But it is a lot of organizing in your particular precinct.
Okay. And so I'm going to start with an icebreaker here. Amber, what's a small, oh, you know what? No. Because I want to tell people about the position first. There are people in the audience who probably have no idea what a precinct chair is. And a Democrat precinct chair serves as the official local party representative for their neighborhood, organizing and engaging voters, sharing election information, and helping increase turnout. So again, we're going to be talking about voting. They also participate in the county party's executive committee, where they help guide local party decisions and support Democrat candidates and initiatives. Okay, now that we got that down, what's a small everyday thing that makes you feel grounded, Amber?
I try to focus on what I can do. Not so I try to focus on what I can control and not on what I can't.
Okay.
So I can control what I'm putting out into the world. I can control my efforts. I cannot control what Donald Trump is doing.
So
But I
pretty
can
much
control.
your attitude about life.
Yeah.
Control what you can and not what you can't, and you'll be just fine.
hmm
As far as that is concerned, that
Yeah.
keeps you grounded. Okay.
hmm
Have you heard of the book Finish What We Started? Have you heard of
I
that
have
book?
I have not.
Okay. I read this book at the beginning of the year, and it's about how the MAGA faction, the MAGA
hmm
ideology took over the Republican Party. And one of the ways they did that was using the precinct strategy, right? And that was to fill every chair they possibly could, every empty chair, with a MAGA Republican. And they tried it, didn't work in 2022, but in 2024, they maintained it and it worked. That's how they were able to take over the party. People are wondering, how did this happen? How did that was one of the ways was they
hmm
used the role that you fill currently to spread their ideology from within the party. They didn't do an outside in, they did an inside growing up like that.
hmm
Do you think that that is a good strategy? Should the Democrats adopt that? Because the Democrats have not adopted that. The Democrats have adopted a different strategy.
So the Texas Democratic Party has more or less adopted this. They they were heavily pushing getting precinct chairs filled at least for sure last year. I know that they're kind of switching gears right now because of the primary coming up. But it is something that they're doing trainings and stuff for. So you can go to the Texas Democratic Party's Mobilize website, and they have monthly trainings for if you want more information about becoming a precinct chair in the state of Texas. It is really important work. Um, Sorry, I have a communication disorder, so if I just like
It's okay.
click out, it's just like I'm not the world's best talker, but I will do my best.
It's okay. Guess what? I am the world's best talker, so I will talk for you if
Great.
you don't mind.
I don't.
So, okay, let's get to our questions. These are about voter engagement and turnout. In Texas, primary turnout often falls below 25%. And in counties like Hardin, it can be even lower. What specific precinct level actions would you take to engage registered Democrats who consistently skip primaries?
So this is something that we're working on right now. We're going door knocking. We're knocking on doors. Um, we're trying to raise funds so that we can send out mailers. In Hardin County, particularly, it's heavily Republican. Like it is deep, 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 deep red. Um, and it's honestly not particularly safe to go door knocking here as a Democrat.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
it's
your physical safety isn't
like
is
I
in
don't feel
jeopardy?
safe. I don't feel safe doing that for sure. Like not as a
Wow.
woman, not as a um definitely not as a Democrat.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's not it is it's not safe here. Like crime wise is low, but redneck wise real high. Real high.
Wow. That's incredible. Does the, I don't know, does the precinct provide any kind of like, there's no like security measures or anything? They're just like, hey, this is what you want to do. Get out there and do it.
Yep.
Wow. So do you think it would be safer to just call people on the phone?
It would be if we had good contact numbers for people. So the problem that I run into, Van, which is the Democratic Party's database that we use to track people, a lot of the phone numbers aren't correct. And so we'll be spending a lot of time calling bad numbers. And so the addresses are all good, mostly. But
So
the
you rely on the addresses instead of the phone numbers.
right.
Wow.
It and social media is honestly more effective than cold calling people. People my age don't want to talk to people on the phone, for sure.
How old are you, if you don't mind my
I'm
asking?
I'm 34.
Okay, I'm 47 and I don't want to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, like, my chair is my county chair is a little bit older, and so she's like, people just want to talk, and I'm like, I don't know that that's true. I definitely don't want to talk to a
I'd
stranger
rather
on
get
the
a
phone.
text.
I will text people. um I texted one. I've texted probably about 100 people. I have about 160-ish people in my precinct that are Democrats who have voted, but I
Okay.
don't. So the problem in Texas is that we don't have for sure that you're a Democrat or for sure that you're a Republican. So we have Republicans who vote in Democratic primaries, and we have Democrats who vote in Republican primaries. So just because you're participating in that primary doesn't mean that you're actually a Democrat, and it doesn't mean that you're actually a Republican. We're all kind of just independents. But
Oh, okay. But if you wanted to register as a Democrat or a Republican or as a Green Party, you could, or
mm-mm. You
it's
are
not
independent. They have no way to track it.
really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
There's
one of my Texas friends. We have two moderators, no, three, who are from Texas. I'm gonna need one of you to come up here and help me out with this because this is crazy. Not I mean not
yeah.
crazy, but it blows my mind. Like I'm in Ohio, right? If you want to register as a Dem or a Republican, you can. You don't have to, but most people do. Just because they want that party affiliation. And outside of the party affiliation, if you run for office, you don't really get support unless you're registered and you belong to one of the clubs and everything. And so people do register. It's also easier to vote if you don't have to choose from 30 million candidates because you got the one ballot that has everybody on it.
So when you go to vote in the primary, there's a little disclaimer that says, I'm participating in this primary because I'm a Democrat and I will be considered a Democrat for the rest of the year. But like as soon as you walk out of there, the only people who pay attention to that are the parties. The state of Texas doesn't track that. And so again, really the only way that the parties know what party affiliation you are is which primary you're voting in. We have open primaries in Texas. So you choose whenever you get to the poll if you want a Democratic ballot or if you want a Republican ballot. And then you, so I would say, hey, I'm a Democrat. I'm going to take the Democratic ballot. And then I fill in my ballot, be on my way.
So how you vote in the primary is the same way you have to vote in the general election, or
You can change.
you can change your mind in the general election.
You absolutely can.
So how are
So you could be a true agent of chaos. You could be a Republican voting in the Democratic primary and then go in the general and vote Republican. Like it doesn't matter.
so how are we at a national level like tracking? Because I hear about Texas numbers all the time. How are we tracking?
They're
We're
not.
just
They're not. that so like there is a very popular statistic that floats around on social media a lot that says like, Texas has 8.5 million registered Democrats and it has 6 million or something Republicans. And it's like that's not actually based on any real data. It's just
wow. Wow. Oh, well, somebody says you can't sign a petition if you vote in primary for that race. So if
yeah,
you
that's
sign a
probably
petition
true.
for someone to get onto a ballot, you have to be registered as whatever party they belong to, or
That might be true. Election laws can get pretty specific. I know that you have to be registered in the same. So for like, if you're running for a state position, then anybody who's a registered voter in the state of Texas can sign your petition. But
okay.
I'm not sure about party affiliation, but because
Wow, I am learning so
again,
much.
I don't know how they would know that.
You would think that in a state that's so stringent about certain things that it would have a tighter a tighter grip, or what's that thing, the lasso, a tighter hold, a lasso on voting. Voting rules, I guess.
It's great if
It would
you're an
want the
independent.
parties to be more delineated.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
great if you're an independent. It's not great if you're trying to do organizational work.
Ah, okay, okay.
So,
But
like right now, they're trying to move it to the Republican Party is pushing to try to get it to closed primaries. But most independents don't want that. And a lot of Democrats, because our voting records in Texas are more or less public. So
mhm.
a lot of Democrats don't want to appear publicly, again, for safety reasons,
Are you kidding
as
me?
a Republican. I mean, as a Democrat. Yeah.
What? Why?
It People are crazy here.
Like, would somebody come to your house and be like, Democrat, pew pew pew,
I mean, for sure here.
in your county, Hardin County?
Yeah, for sure. Like
Oh my
it's
word!
definitely not out of the realm of like a good chance of happening.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Um. Well, this has not gone the way that I thought. I thought I would
I
just sit
mean,
here and
I
ask you these questions, and we wouldn't we'll just roll out the answers neatly. And no,
sorry.
what do you think about this? And what do
I
you think
certainly
about
don't want to
this? And
discourage people from doing it, but
no,
you do need to know that like it depending on what areas and stuff you're in, you need to be aware of what you're volunteering for. Um,
so
because
this might explain why some people don't vote at all. You
yeah,
think?
yeah.
Oh, now, have there been any recent changes, do you know of, to election laws that would help in any way, or
I don't know that it would
like provide more privacy?
definitely not privacy because I know that recently Greg Abbott just turned over our voter rolls
Right,
the federal. And again, I
right,
don't know
right.
what they got out of that because our voting records are already public.
They're already
Um,
public, yeah.
they're already public. So
Well,
like
they
I
want to
don't know what
see
they
if
think they got out of that. Um, that
well,
the
they want to
Democratic Party or the Republican Party doesn't already have access to.
well, they want to see if somebody who's not a citizen of the US voted. They want that F word. They're
Mm-hmm.
big on that F word, and so they want to
Mm-hmm.
spread that around. Like, for some reason, they think that millions of illegal, unlawfully present people are voting in our elections, and that simply is not true. But
Right.
you're right. If they would just Google the names, you could see. Like in Ohio, they publish the last time you voted. They publish the party that you're registered to. They publish the county that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like me and you work in the public sector, everything is public. My
Mm-hmm.
name, my address, where I work, my salary, the whole nine yards. But uh, somebody said voters who haven't voted in many years are being questioned. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't even know what to do now. Well, listen. Okay, voters who are contacted directly, like you are doing, are
Hmm.
statistically more likely to turn out than those who aren't. But you're saying that door to door is a little dangerous. Would you prioritize another method, or
Yeah,
you're going to stick with?
I would prefer doing like lit dropping or mailing just because that's a little bit more efficient. Um, it's not the cheapest thing to do, but it is the safest thing to do, and it is the most accurate, I would say.
Okay. So when you do go door to door and you finally get somebody, what's the response? What has the response been like?
So usually, like if so, I will only knock on strong dims doors because I'm not trying to put myself in harm's way or anything. But they're usually excited to see somebody because here again, it's so Republican that people don't think that we even have a Democratic Party for our county.
Really?
It's a small area, and so
So
they're like,
would you put some of that blame on the Democrat Party for not reaching out to people better or
yes.
making the presence known better or
I mean, there's something to be said about staying in the shadows and not not being forward facing as we can be.
Mhm.
Um, that's something that we're actively trying to change. We have a couple of me and a couple of newer recruits that are precinct chairs that are um, trying to help push the party into 2026. Um,
So you're not just
but
a precinct chair, you're actually involved in the party itself, right?
right, so that's part of the precinct chair. Like I'm on the CEC, so the county executive committee. So
Mhm.
I make pot like we get to vote. If you're a precinct chair, you get to vote on things that are happening in the party, the direction that the party's going, like our platforms and stuff that we want to stand on, um, the what we're doing out in the world.
So what are you urging the party to do the most? Like what's your top priority for the 2026 election?
Mine is identifying Democratic voters.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're using social media to do that the most? Are
yeah.
people do people feel safer putting that on their social media than they do uh, other ways, like putting a flag in their front yard or a sign or something?
So what I do is, so we have like your hometown Facebook groups or something. So like I will
Okay.
just say, look, we have a meeting. The Hardin County Democrats are meeting on this day. Please send me a DM if you're interested in attending. And so, um, I'll get anywhere between 5 or 15 direct messages of people saying, "Hey, I'm interested. I am a Democrat." And I'll go, "Great. Did you also know that we have a private Facebook group that you can join?" And they'll be like, "No, I had no idea." And so I'll send them the link to join the private Facebook group. And then once they get into the Facebook group, then they have to agree to our rules and stuff. And then one of the rules is giving your phone number for a good contact, so then I can update it
Mm-hmm.
in the database. So that we're and then are you interested in becoming a precinct chair, an election worker? Um, Not anything. You can't commit to anything else at this time, or what else, whatever else, and then tell us what you think about. Describe what you think MAGA is to you.
I wonder how Republicans feel about that, though, about threats of violence coming from their party to other people who don't vote like them. Like, I listen. I've met one or two. There are some sensible people on the other side, and I just wonder how they feel about their party it's not even a perception. It's, according to you, it's a real issue. It's not just how you feel. It's based on what you've seen, how they feel about that sort of intimidation being used.
So I don't
Um,
think it's most people here. I think it's a good, maybe 5 or 10% of crazy wackadoo people. But like when I say that this is like deep MAGA country, I would say like it's very deep MAGA country. Like this is when you think of a high population of people who are just really indoctrinated and very entrenched in that ideology, it's it's here.
so I
Um,
probably shouldn't just show up there and start.
no girl, don't don't be doing that. We'll have to get you into a safe house or something.
Wow. What part of Texas is this located in?
So, if you are you familiar with Texas at all? Because
I've
it's
never been to Texas, no.
you've never been to Texas. Okay,
No.
so I'm about an hour and a half east of Houston. So if you
Okay.
go down like where Louisiana and Texas are at the very bottom of the corner, and then you just go, I'm right there.
Okay. 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 All right. Just for in the future, if I
Yeah. So I'm around the Beaumont area is our big town. Um,
Okay.
but like Houston's really like the big
That's the
if I'm outside of Texas and somebody goes, "Where are you from?" I'll say Houston
okay.
because
I have friends. I
most
have
people don't know where
yeah.
Beaumont is.
I have friends in Houston and Austin, Dallas, and there's
Yeah,
another
somebody
one.
said must be near Sundown Town Vider. Yes, it is very close to Vider.
Oh wow.
Lumberton's also
Sundown
a
Town.
sundown.
Oh, that's crazy. Sundown towns in 2026. That's
I mean, I don't know that they're
bananas.
still sundown, but like
But they
I
were at one
wouldn't.
point.
They definitely were at one point. I wouldn't be out there.
Well,
And I can't say that like it's the schools. I went to the same schools that these people did. Like I got the same education that everybody else did.
so
Um
how did you get how did you escape the I don't want to call it a
a
CULT, but
cult, I mean,
how
yeah,
did you not get caught up in that kind of rhetoric and
um
politics?
I had very brief periods of time away from this area. So when I was a kid, we moved to the Woodlands area. That was the first time I had you know, mixed races in my class. Like
Hmm.
I had that was like so I was in 5th grade the first time that I ever had somebody who was a different race inside of my classroom with me. And that took some adjustment. Like that was a stark and Beaumont there's Beaumont is predominantly black. So like if I went down to Beaumont, like I would see people of color around me, but I never had to interact with them. Um, and so when I moved back after having that brief reprise from the area, it was just so staunchly racist that I was like, oh my God, I don't just the boys in the classroom were just ugh, like awful.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I even as a child being able to recognize that, like I was probably in 7th grade whenever we moved back home, I was able to identify that this is very racist. And so at 7th grade, at a 7th grade level, I was able to go, this ain't it. And then I moved after I graduated high school, I moved to Arlington to attend college up in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Okay.
And so I had a black roommate, I had black coworkers and stuff. So all of that kind of chipped away at being ignorant. And there were a lot of things that I had to learn, but probably not so gently. I'm sure that
Right.
I did a lot of harm as a white
Yeah.
person who came from this area. But the important thing is that I did do a lot of work to unlearn a lot of that.
Okay.
And I'll
Well,
always
that's
have work to do to unlearn it, right?
you. Yeah, well, we learn every day. The moment we stop learning is actually when we should just pass away. I feel like you should be learning well into, you
Mm-hmm.
know, up into the moments you take your last breath, because there's always
Right,
something to learn. You can't know everything, but you also, some of the things you were taught growing up probably weren't right. They weren't
right.
correct. So, yeah, you got to reroute your brain sometimes. We do have a question from the chat, if I can go back to it. It says, do you see an affiliation change within the Tejano communities?
That's a great question. I would say it's probably about the same. Like, I feel like Latinas are more prone to being Democratic, and I feel like Latinos are more prone to being conservative. Um, and I think that that's a patriarchy thing that their community is trying to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie said, "Ooh, I would love to help with this."
I think Stevie is running for office, actually.
She's not, but I keep
Oh,
telling
she's
her she
not?
should.
No? Well, Stevie, you should be doing something. She's in Harris County.
Hmm. She's in
Is
Harris
that
County.
close to where you're at? I'm familiar with Harris County from television, but
Houston, Harris County is like an hour and a half from here.
okay, okay.
It's where I say I'm from if I'm outside of Texas.
Wow. So she says she well, there are places you can get away with believing what you want and saying what you want, honestly.
Hmm.
Maybe not on TikTok, but they said that Tejanos voted overwhelmingly Trump. That might be true.
I
That
think
might be true.
it's almost a dead even 50-50 for their population. I think it was like 52-48 or something like that. It's almost a 50-50. Um,
So, in the position that you're running to re-up, why do you think you have no competition from the Democrats?
well, I think we touched on some of it is people just don't know that the party even exists. Most people don't even know that a precinct chair exists. I didn't know that it existed until I signed up to be one. I was like, well, okay, well, I'll do this. Um, get to it. Um, was pretty happy to get into it, but
What's the
it
term? Is it 1 year or 2 years?
it's 2 years. It's a 2 year
Okay.
term.
Okay.
But if you run unopposed, you can be challenged in a year. It's um, it's like you serve 2 years, but you can be challenged at any time, pretty much.
Okay, if you run unopposed from your party or from the other party.
Yeah, the just your party. Because I don't
Okay.
run. I'm not running against a Republican. It's just me. Like each party
Wait, it's
has
just
their own.
you in the whole race?
Yeah.
So all,
So
all so
party.
all you need is one person to show up to vote for you, and that's it.
I no, but I won't even appear on the ballot for either election. Like because there's nobody running against me. Um,
So
as
they
far
don't
as
even bother to put your name on the ballot.
no, unless somebody decides to run against me, then I will have to then I'll have to campaign. But other than
Oh, okay. So do you have a co-chair, or you are it's strictly just you?
it's just me. The Republican Party has a precinct chair for this precinct. I've never met them. I I wouldn't be opposed to meeting them, but I don't really have to, like, I'm not really interested in like going out of my way to meet them either. Um, they, I'm like, y'all go do your stuff. I'll go do my stuff. I'll tell people when to show up to vote because I think it's important regardless of whatever political affiliation you have.
Oh, they said that you've done amazing things for Hardin County. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you've been effective in the job. I think that's wonderful. I think more Democrats should get involved in elections, not just
Mm-hmm.
on the ballot side, but
Mm-hmm.
on the precinct side. I've worked,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 3 polls. It may have been 2, and I got $250 for a lot of work. A
Mm-hmm.
lot. It is grueling.
It
Grueling.
is. I'm going to be working my very first election this year, and I'm really excited.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you
I mean,
think? What do you think will be the? Well, I guess you won't know until you get there what you will be doing. Like, if you'll be pointing people to the tables or the booths, or how? What do you vote? How do you vote in Texas? Is it a booth and a computer, or is it a paper ballot, or?
so it's kind of both. They'll give
Okay.
you a paper ballot, you fill it in like a Scantron.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So like Ohio, oh, yeah,
yeah,
Ohio
but I
does
mean,
that.
it's a big like 8.5 by 11 like sheet of,
Yeah.
or like an 11 by 7, like it's huge. And then you go up to the little scanner, and then you put in your thing, and then it sucks it in, and then yeah, Stevie says it varies from county to county. It does vary from county to county. Um,
So how people vote varies from county to county.
hmm
So some counties use paper ballots, and some counties use.
Well, I know, like in what was it, Dallas recently, they wanted it to just be solely like hand counted. They didn't want any computers or anything involved.
Oh my gosh.
Or Tarrant County, maybe. I don't know. Thank God bless those people.
Well, this is going to be the most boring interview you've ever had.
I don't. It hasn't been boring at all. This is my first. This is my first like interview.
Really? What
hmm
made you decide to sign up? Were you like, you know what? I don't have anybody running against me, but
One of
why
your
the
people,
heck not?
somebody sent me a message and was just like, "Hey, we saw that you might need to do this," and I was like, "Okay, I'll do
No,
it."
but it's good though because we
It's
are
good.
an
It's good
educational.
exposure.
Yeah, we are, and we're an educational organization,
hmm
and people need to know this. I mean, I needed to know it. I'm in Ohio. This
hmm
is I had no idea that this is how voting went down in the state of Texas.
Yeah,
And I talk to
it's.
Texans every day. Listen,
hmm
Texans in the chat who are our moderators. You all never told me that this is how voting goes down in Texas. They never said. They
They
never
probably never thought
said.
anything else about it. They were like, "That's how I voted my entire life. That's
They're like,
normal
I
to me."
vote, whatever. Okay, so let's do some rapid fires then. What's a value you refuse to compromise on?
Oh, ethics.
Okay. What's one thing your community taught you?
I think showing up for one another.
Okay. What's a leadership trait you admire in others?
I think leading um, without demanding. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Someone wants to know, do you think you will have to deal with federal agents at the polls?
I am not trying to borrow trouble.
What did you say? I'm not trying to borrow trouble.
I'm not trying to borrow trouble.
I love that. I love
Um, we will cross that bridge if we have to get to it, but
when we get to it.
I am not trying to put extra worry on my plate.
Also, Harris County machines keep miraculously malfunctioning. Dallas says no machines, maybe. So this is why they don't want to use machines because they malfunction.
They say.
Uh, I don't know. I'm an election. Oh, she's an election. Stevie is an election judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't. We have the machine that after you have the ballot, you feed the paper into the machine, and it goes yes. Your ballot has been counted. So I guess
Hmm.
that's why we still stick with paper because they don't trust machines. But
I
I don't
mean,
trust myself to properly fill in the bubble. Right? It's kind of nerve wracking
hmm
because they give you the instructions and they say if you don't fill it in right, then your vote won't be counted.
they do say that, and then like the bubbles that they give us on like the I don't know the Hardin County ballots that we get, the squares are really big, and so like it takes I mean, you have to do it in blue or black ink, and you gotta like make sure it's just
It's a perfect square.
uh-huh.
Okay. What's one thing you wish more people understood about local politics?
It's a lot of give and take. You're not gonna get your I really look at politics as eating your vegetables when you wanted a cake.
Ah, Lord, that is so true. Uh, well, people, I'm going to run for office. It's going to be so exciting. And I'm going to have my name on a t shirt. And then it's like, oh, I have to fundraise and nobody wants to give me money. And I have to go to this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. And speaking of that, how's fundraising going for you? Or do you even need to raise funds? You don't
I
really.
don't I don't have to raise funds as a precinct chair. The position's not paid for, so like it's 100% voluntary. And so if somebody were to challenge me on my position, then I would just have to either like I would probably be having like a serious conversation with them of like how serious do you really want this?
Mm-hmm.
And because if you want it, that's fine. I will find a different avenue for myself because I'm not spending money on something that is um not paying me. But there's you're not going to be getting you're going to be putting you're going to it's going to be sinking money into something that like you're never going to recoup the funds for. So um
It seems like your job would be something that would be more suited for the party, the local party to nominate people as like a committee versus having you go through an entire election, go through the election
and
process.
that is kind of more or less what happens because often because the precincts are generally not filled, so they're usually vacant. And so what happens is, you just call your county chair and say, "Hey, I'm interested in becoming a precinct chair," and they go, "Great! I'm so excited you're here. Um, we have so much work to be done. Um, we'll put you right to work." And then they appoint you, and then the next election cycle, you'll be considered incumbent or whatever, and then they
Right.
can you can possibly appear on the ballot if somebody decides they want to run for it. Now, like here, it's not that big of a deal, but like in Harris County or Travis County, where Austin is and stuff, like the bigger towns and stuff, people because that it gets you proximity to higher up people. So
So if you want to run for a different office later, the fact that
yeah,
you've been a precinct chair
hmm
helps.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
if you think about it like this, um, the way that you win elections is by people knowing you. Well, who
Right.
better is going to know you if you're actually doing a good job as a precinct chair um, than the people who live in your neighborhood? And
That's true. That is
if you
true.
live in a big precinct, um, that could be a majority of a county. But our county splits it up after 5,000 people are voting in our precinct. Now, again, Hardin County is a 90-10 county, so like we don't have a lot of Democrats here, but there's a lot of Republicans here. So like I might have 160 people in my precinct that are Democrats. I probably have more than that, but just using, nice little round numbers for you. But there might be 3,800 other people who are Republicans. It's a bigger
Okay.
job for the Republicans than for me here.
Oh, wow. So, because Democrat voters make up a clear minority of registered voters countywide, how would you recruit volunteers who support Democrat values but may be hesitant to be publicly involved due to local political pressure? And I think you touched on that a bit, but
Yeah, you can always. So we do have county meetings that you can attend. Like there's public county meetings that you can attend. We can find ways for you to participate if you don't want to be forward facing. There's plenty of work to be done. There is plenty of work to be done that does not involve going and knocking on doors and being a precinct chair. Again, I really believe that voting is the bare minimum that you can do.
mhm.
Um, but there's certainly a lot of work that it takes to win elections, participate in elections, and do all of that.
Okay. So, well, when it comes to your job, what's a challenge that shaped how you show up today? Say, for instance, you had to deal with, I don't even know what would be, I don't even know what's like, give me some functions of your particular role. Like, what's a day in the life of a precinct chair? Or
Um,
an hour of precinct chairing?
I mean, lately it's been researching candidates. I couldn't
Okay.
tell. Like, I would say this is the first election that I'm really really well informed on who I'm voting for. And that's not just for my benefit, but it's for people who are in my precinct or even online, because people will message me and talk to me that are from all over the state. And I'll tell them, I'm like, okay, well, this is who's in your this is who's going to be on your ballot. You should look at these people. Here's their website. I give them as much information as I reasonably can, because I believe that handholding is necessary.
In 2026, yeah, after seeing, well, you know what, 2025 was kind of encouraging, but 2024 was very scary.
Well,
It was scary.
there's people who are like, I shouldn't have to hold your hand. I'm like, you shouldn't, but things are a lot more successful when you do. And people really just don't know what they don't know. Like, if it's your first time voting, you don't know anything about an elections department county page. You don't know anything about, um, I mean, if you lived in Ohio for your entire life and then all of a sudden you move to Texas and you find out, well, gosh, this is completely different than everything that I've ever known.
Right.
People just don't know, and to assume that somebody's going to know is not helpful.
Do you find yourself having to explain the different roles of a particular office? Like, we interviewed, have you heard of Judge Julie Matthews?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I can't remember the name of her court, but it was a county court, and she handles magistrate justice. She handles justice of the peace decisions, juvenile decisions, criminal, civil. She handles all of these things, but there are people who have no idea that her court does those things, and they
Mm-mm.
think every court is like, yes, in Fort Bend County, and they think every court is like a court they see on TV,
No.
and they don't know that, well, if you come to this court, we can do this here and this here and this here. And so when you talk to people about different roles, they don't know that, and what an appellate court does. They don't know that there's federal and then there's state appellate, and they don't know
Mm-hmm.
that there's a state Supreme Court and a federal Supreme Court, and the judges at the state level are elected.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you vote, when those people are on the ballot, you're voting for a Supreme Court justice. You can vote for a Supreme Court justice. That's exciting to me,
Yeah.
because I'm a nerd, but that's
Well,
that's
in
exciting.
Texas, it'll get even more confusing because we have basically our own little mini Congress here. So we're bicameral, just like the federal level is. So we have our own House and we have our own Senate.
Yep.
Um, it, there's positions that the governor appoints, like the Texas Secretary of State is appointed, but the lieutenant governor is a voted position, and the lieutenant governor has more power than the governor.
And they
So
don't have to be the same party, right?
they don't.
They don't have to be the same party. I think the other day we spoke with someone who's running for comptroller
Mm-hmm.
for the state of Texas. That was interesting.
Who was it?
Ah, I knew you were going to ask me that. Ooh. Listen, I have talked to many, many people.
Was it a man?
It was a man, yes.
Was it a white man?
Savant Moore.
Okay, I was like, if it was, I love Savant.
Do you? Yes, he was very passionate, very
Yes.
passionate. And I just love, and I'm going to sound biased, I love seeing Black men run for office,
Mm-hmm.
and who are teachers too, because he
Mm-hmm.
teaches, and I just love that. But
Savant is very accomplished. He is a veteran.
right.
I think he has like 2 degrees or something. He's very, 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 very smart.
But these are roles that people don't know that they can run for this office or that office, and they don't know that that office is voted on either, and they don't know what that
Mm-hmm.
office does. and so yeah, you do have to hold people's hands through certain decisions
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But
Well, like in the state of Texas, we have like the railroad commissioner, which has nothing to do with railroads. I mean, and that's not anybody's. That's not voters' faults.
so what do they do?
They're like energy.
So why not call them an energy commissioner?
Girl, because Republicans know they do not want us informed on what they're doing.
So in your county, what's your favorite local small business? If you have one.
I don't know that I really have one. We're like real. Listen, we're kind of out in the sticks, and it might be HEB.
That was another question. HEB or Buc-ee's?
HEB. Buc-ee's is MAGA owned, so
Listen, Ohio is getting its first Buc-ee's in April.
listen,
People are so excited.
if you love putting money into Greg Abbott's pocket, please shop there.
Well, it's not.
If you
It's
don't,
it's not going to be anywhere
But
close to my house. So
you can use their bathrooms and cost them money. So as long as you don't buy anything.
okay, I could do that if I'm anywhere close to where it's gonna. I think it's going to be in Dayton, which is very far from me. But
That's funny because I have a Dayton that's not far from me here.
It's like, of course, you guys would open this in a place that I probably will never see in my lifetime because my car doesn't really go to Southern Ohio. What's your best Texas road trip snack?
I love chocolate covered raisins.
Ooh, chocolate covered raisins. Okay. So are you a boots or a sneakers kind of lady?
I'm definitely a sneakers girl.
So you don't wear cowboy boots everywhere you go?
No, I might wear boots like if I go out for like line dancing, like if I went to a country bar or something like that, I might would wear them. I'm not skinny enough to do that anymore.
Oh, come on.
No,
Okay.
I mean this. I mean this so sincerely. I have calves that are very large and in charge, and that is fine. I am fine with how my body looks, but to put those in a cowboy boot is a lot.
They don't make wide cowboy boots?
Well, they do for men, but like for
Listen,
women, they're made for little chicken legs. And I don't have little
business
chicken legs.
idea. Wide calf cowboy boots,
But
okay?
to
I
be
have
to
wide
be very
calves.
fair, to be very fair, even like the boots that like the riding boots and stuff that I get from Lane Bryant that are wide calf are not wide enough for my legs.
Okay,
Like,
well,
girl, I am curvy and it's okay.
me too, honey.
I'm like
Listen,
I'm curvy and it's fine. I love my body, but
I love mine too.
I'm
I
not wasting my
also,
time.
I
I am not
also,
wasting my time or my energy on things that I cannot fit into.
okay. I mean, if you want to ride a horse wearing sneakers, that's your business.
Right.
That is absolutely your business. They don't make low calf. I guess that wouldn't work if they had
Well, they
like
have like steel toes and stuff. Like, I
steel
don't know.
toe. Ugh, honestly. So, what song instantly boosts your mood, Amber?
Oh my gosh. My favorite song is "Come On, Eileen."
Dexy's Midnight
I
Runners.
mean, have you ever had a bad day if that song comes on? I haven't.
No. And I have the kind of ADHD where I hear something and it triggers a song in my head, and so songs are constantly running in my head.
Yes.
So now that song will be in my head. Thank you very much. But
You're
yes,
very
I do
welcome.
like to have upbeat music
Hmm.
throughout the day, and my head is always like, "Come on, Eileen." Or today it was one night in Bangkok. Listen, don't even ask me why. Don't even ask me why.
Yes, somebody said echolalia. Yes.
So let's talk about youth voting, right? If we can.
Okay.
What concrete steps would you take in your precinct to close the gap among young and first time voters? With, I guess, the ages of 18 to 29 is often 20 to 30% points lower than voters over 50. Wow.
Hmm.
So, what would you do to close that gap? What's your answer to getting the youngins out to vote?
Well, I am a youngin who is voting. If you look at the demographics of people who vote, I am a young person who votes, which is weird because I don't feel like I'm that young. But
Well,
um,
you're younger than 40, so I guess they consider
right.
that to be young.
Well, if you look at young Democrats, I'm right at the cutoff, and I will take it. Okay. Um, so
Do you have
like
kids?
I have one son.
Okay, I don't know his age, but do you talk to
He's
him about
4.
voting? He's 4?
He's 4.
Okay.
He is aware of some of the things. Like he knows that we have a president. He knows that mommy and daddy do not like the president. He knows that grandma and grandpa do like the president. Um,
Oh.
so we have a lot of conversations about that. The other day he goes, "Look, mom, there's Donald Trump on the TV screen." I was like, "It is, in fact."
So how are you? I don't want to get in your business and your
I mean,
family
it's okay.
business, but how do you get along with your parents? Do you just not talk about
Well,
your
it's my
job and
in-laws.
politics?
It's my in-laws. And I let my husband deal with that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but to be honest, like I said, it is a 90-10 district where like county where we lived here, so it would be difficult for me to go through my life
Right.
not speaking to Republicans on a general basis. Like it is something that like I do have to manage. I do
It's
have to.
easier for them to exclude you than it is for you to exclude
Oh,
them.
yes, very much
Yeah.
so. Um, so I I don't think that your um, political ideology inherently makes you one. You know, here it's like if you're racist or not, but it's like all racist people are 100% of the time Republicans. That's kind of how it falls into this little bread mold. But so I will be having conversation. Like we went to a birthday party the other night, and we had to talk about politics. Like I got pushed into a conversation with a Republican who's like, you know, talked to me for like an hour and a half about politics, and I was like, you know,
At a birthday
whatever.
party.
I'm never off the
Oh.
clock.
You're like, I just came here for
I'm
cake
like,
and
I don't even get paid for this.
so was it at least productive? Did you find some common ground, or was it just like them yelling at you about you Dems
No,
and you Dems and you
no,
Dems?
it was a productive conversation. He wanted to understand why we feel how we do, and I was really just like, you know,
Because we read
how
books? I don't know.
I was like, he's like, you know, I just don't understand why you guys can't just like give Trump like one thing like that he did well, and I was like, okay, well, if this man
He
came
tans
into,
well.
I was like, he did the that Vax thing well. Um,
His hair color is quite the shade of blonde.
is it? I feel like it's like
It's
I feel like it matches his skin tone. Um, but so what I ended up telling him was like, look, if you had somebody who lived, you know, if this guy came into your house and unalived your family, and he was like, whoa, and I was like, listen, I need you to understand. Said if he came in and he unalived your family, is there any one good thing that that man could ever do to make you feel like it outweighed the bad? And he was like, no, I would hate that guy forever. And I was like, exactly.
exactly.
That's how most of the country feels about this man.
So
And so
do you
he
find
that clicked for him.
is there a do you see any pushback? Well, I guess not since it's MAGA country.
Mm.
I was going to ask a question about ICE, but I don't suppose the people are against what's happening too
And
much.
unfortunately, not. They are very, very much so in support
Very
of it,
much in support
and
of
in the
it.
most ignorant way.
Hmm. Well, do you see that changing at all with the youths? The youths? Do you see more, or are they just kind of falling into the
I would say
hateful rhetoric? Or
I would say most millennials don't agree with it. Like even a lot of people my age here are not Republicans and they're not MAGA. They're actually libertarians. So they're close,
libertarian?
girl,
Wow.
which is really just Republican light.
Yeah,
Because they all still vote Republican. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you have all of the same social beliefs that we do, but you just don't believe in taxation? Like, that doesn't
they're
make any sense.
progressive. They're
Yeah.
progressive Republicans.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you can imagine. If you can
Yeah, but
imagine.
they just don't support any taxation. Like they don't believe in it at all. And I'm like, that is for children.
Well, Texas doesn't have what? Sales tax or income tax? Which one is it?
We don't have a state income tax.
You don't have a state income tax, but you still got to pay those federal ones, right?
Correct. And then we have sales tax. So the state of Texas, every time you swipe your card anywhere, gets 6.25%. And then the county can take up to 2%. So it's really, for most places in Texas, the tax rate is 8.25%. There's a very few places in Texas where it's a little bit lower. And so like they get a little bit of a break on their sales tax, but it's not much.
Wow, that's ours is 8%, but we also have state income tax. I pay to the city I work in, I pay to the city I live in,
Hmm.
and then I pay to the federal government, and I pay to the county as
Hmm.
well. I'm not against taxes. I mean, taxes pay my job. I work in the public sector, but there are
Well,
so many.
the
There's so
taxes
many.
here, so our taxes go to our schools and our roads and our fire departments and our police departments and stuff. So, like, if you don't want sales tax or any taxes in general, I don't know. Like,
Vibes.
our property taxes actually pay for that for our
It's
houses and
just
stuff. So
vibes.
it's like the and the Republican Party is just constantly pushing property tax reductions, and I'm like, but the Republican Party here has been in charge for the last 30 years. So like the property taxes are high because they made them high. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
they're simultaneously wanting to defund our schools, and then they're also pushing this voucher scam all at the same time while they're also trying to take over most of our school districts.
So, what's your prediction for the Senate primary, the Dem primary? Because
Like who
I saw that you're a big fan of Representative Jasmine Crockett. So, who do you think's going to take it? You think she's going to take the primary?
I think she will. I mean, that's what the polling data shows. It's not that I really started out being a big Calorico supporter, and over the last several weeks, I have just watched his campaign do the weirdest stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
push away Black voters, and I just don't see why he's doing that, and why he thinks that why his campaign thinks that that's beneficial, because I just can't see that working out well for them in the general. But um,
I
my favorite Democrat is anybody who's running, because truth be told, it is a very it's very unappreciated that people do step up and run for office, and
yeah.
especially like here in Hardin County, we don't have anybody who runs for county positions outside of like our county chair and then, like, you know, our precinct chair. So um our goal eventually is going to be getting candidates to run and against these Republicans, but until then, you know, I just get to be really, really happy that anybody's willing to just step up to the plate and go for it, because so a lot of people take it for granted.
And that's one of your kind of your roles as precinct chairs to get more candidates into these elections, into running, right?
We definitely want to try to find people who are willing to do it.
Do you think that's kind of gotten easier in the last 2 years, or is it about the same? Do you find yourself swimming against the current
I
in that?
find that there's a lot of people who are willing, who currently just want to help, who are just like me, who are like, I can't just sit on the sidelines anymore. I have to do something, and they just don't know where to start. But I like, even here, people are coming out of the woodwork like crazy. And I think if
Wow.
it's happening here, then it must be insane in the big metropolitan areas. But
We've had a lot of candidates from Texas. A lot. A lot. Like that's one
hmm
of our most popular states. We do find people are willing to run for office. But one of the most like the most popular is Congress, the
hmm
House and the Senate. Um, we're not finding a lot of people want to start at like precinct chair or city council or mayor
hmm
or I don't know what else, county executive board or whatever. People
hmm
want to go for the big.
oh yeah,
Do you see yourself going for one of those bigger offices, maybe at the
look,
state level or federal level?
ironically, I had looked into very heavily running for Congress earlier or later last year, because I was very worried that nobody was going to be running against my 78-year-old
78. Lord
girl,
above.
Brian Babin, um, Congressman Dr. Brian Babin. He was a retired dentist. Um,
Oh, he must be exciting. Must be a peach, honey.
he is not. He is not. He's not a peach. That's for sure. But yeah, he. I was very worried nobody was going to run against him, so I looked very hard at doing it, and then I had found out there were a couple of other people running, and I was like, okay, I don't have to. Willing to fall on your sword and wanting to fall on your sword are two very different things. I'm willing to do it, but not necessarily wanting to do it.
So you're willing to, but you're not someone who's thinking of those higher offices.
No, like I have a baby. He's 4.
Oh.
He's fixing to start kindergarten. So it's like, if I was going to do it and we were going to have to move, this would be a good time to do it. But um, it it's expensive.
It
It
is
is so
expensive. It is. It is,
people do
yeah.
not realize how expensive it is to run a campaign and to do all of that, and then simultaneously in the Democratic Party we have this big issue with taking PAC money, um,
Right. Yeah.
and the reality is that people don't donate. So you're mad at
Yeah.
them for taking PAC money, but you're not putting your money where your mouth is a lot of the time. And so if you are holding that you do not want people to be taking PAC money, you better be donating. I better not see you with a Netflix subscription saying that you can't afford to donate to your candidates. You can afford to do it. Republican voters do it. Ours don't.
Part ways with that too. Don't buy a new pair of boot scooting boots.
I'm
Don't
like,
do it.
you can figure it out.
But that
I
is one of the
promise you.
things that we talk to candidates about a lot is fundraising, and that's why we're glad we're able to provide this avenue for people to talk about their platform and get their name out there. Because not
Hmm.
only is it expensive to run, when your name isn't well known, then it's
Right.
hard for people to even imagine voting for you.
Hmm.
So the first time you ran, did you have any difficulties in that realm, or did you run unopposed again, or
Yeah, I was just appointed to this. It was vacant. Nobody wanted this. Nobody knew it existed.
and you were like, "Wait a minute." Ding 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 ding.
I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it, you guys.
I see you being a leader, like a great leader in that Democrat Party in Hardin County. Because the
See,
people who are willing, even though they don't want to, those are the people who make the best leaders,
yeah,
honestly.
it's true.
It is.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes greatness is thrust upon us.
Yes. Who said that? Was it Albert Einstein or
It
Theodore
was one of
Roosevelt?
I think it was Roosevelt.
Yes, it was Theodore Roosevelt. Yes, it was. Well, I have tortured you enough.
It was not torture. It was a really great conversation. Thank you.
I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad that I thank you for still coming, even though you're running unopposed. Your name not even gonna be on the ballot.
Well, I tried to be like I had responded to one of y'all's emails, but I don't know if you guys read them or if it got lost
We
in
do
the
read them.
shuffle.
Yes, we do.
Um, but I was like, I just wanted to be very transparent. I'm not like I won't be on the ballot, but I'm happy to have a conversation and talk to people because it's important.
It is. It was educational though. I learned something. I learned a lot actually. And
Well,
next time I
good.
talk to those Texas moderators in the chat, we're gonna have a little chat. Why didn't you guys tell me about voting in Texas? How you're basically risking your life. That's crazy. Is it that it, but it's not like that in every county. It's just certain
No,
counties.
it is like that. in very very red areas.
Very red area.
I
Yeah.
would not say that like in Houston you have to worry about that, or whatever. But like also you have to know what you're looking for. It's not just like you can't just like Google it. You gotta like there's there's some effort that gets put into there. You have to know what you're looking for. But
Right. But okay, so you're not able to track really who's voting where, but you can track what's been consistently red and consistently blue and
hmm
that. Do you think Texas is going to turn less red? What's your prediction for the general election?
I'm really hopeful that we'll flip a couple of seats. And if we
Okay,
don't, then we persevere on.
that's
Life will
right.
go on. It was red today. It we will move forward. But it really has to flip blue.
But you're like, please, 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 let it be
Please,
blue.
yes.
Please.
In Jesus' name, amen. Please do blue.
Well, I hope that you get more voters in your county and more voters in your state overall. We'll see in the primaries. They're notoriously difficult to get people to show up, but I'm hopeful because of the more conversations we're having about voting that
hmm
we're just kind of putting it into the atmosphere. Vote in the primaries. Don't wait for November. Vote in the primary. Like the
And early
more
vote.
Yes, an early vote that starts what is it, the 17th in Texas?
Yes. It starts the
February
17th through the 27th. You get
and
10 days to early vote.
and then the primary itself is on March the
Third.
3rd. Okay. Who else is on March the 3rd? I just did their state. North Carolina. North Carolina is also on March the 3rd. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Amber. I
You're very
appreciate this. Thank you
welcome.
for educating us. Thank you for letting us know about the situation in Texas. It ain't all gravy.
It's not. I will end with why it's important to become precinct chair is because we increase voter turnout 5 to 8% per precinct. There's over 8,500 precincts in the state of Texas. So you can see why that little bit matters.
It matters. Every job matters. Every seat matters. Every vote matters. I
Absolutely.
hope you all will show up for the primaries and turn this mother out.
Yes.
So tomorrow we're having more town halls. We're just going to keep doing this until the until we go from the railroad to the energy commission. Tomorrow we have Kendra Clark, who's running for Georgia House District 165, and that'll be 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, followed by Zelda Briarwood, who's a candidate for North Carolina's U.S. House of Representatives out of District 11 at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So that is one state House candidate and then one federal House candidate. So you guys can learn about state elections, state races and federal races all in one day. More education than a little bit because you all need to be educated. And thank you so much, Amber. Thank you, Amber Delaune, for being here with us. I appreciate you answering all of the questions and being candid and letting us know the situation in certain parts of Texas. I wish you the best. I know you've already won, so you're already a winner. I love it when we talk to winners. We can put her on our list of winners, you guys. And make sure you show up for the primaries in Texas. But again, tomorrow, that is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. We are having Kendra Clark, who's running for Georgia House District 165 at 6 p.m., followed by Zelda Briarwood, candidate for North Carolina's U.S. House of Representatives, District 11 at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Also, this Sunday, I will be moderating the February 15th, 2026 Candidates Roundtable. We hope you will join us 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We do this every other Sunday. Our next one will be on March 1st, 2026. That'll be 2 days before the first official primary of the season in Texas and North Carolina and a bunch of other states. It'll be, I think that's a Super Tuesday. I think so. I could be wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. But again, join us February 15th, 2026 at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern for our Candidates Roundtable. We'll have a bunch of candidates who we talked to before sitting around, chomping the bits with us, talking about how their campaigning is going, how the fundraising is going, if they've still got a lot of energy for this thing. Sometimes you run out of steam, and maybe we can build it back up in them and build it up in you, the voter. Check out our Vote Counts TikTok page. We have a lot of good content coming your way. Some information about voting in various states. Some funny videos. We got some funny videos, some content from our moderators and behind the scenes people. Thank you to Thick, Yoli. Thank you to Misty. Thank you to Miss Nikki. Thank you to Miss Trish, to Buttermel, to Sianka, to Alice, to Risa, to Nookie, to Rasta, to Z, and I'm forgetting somebody. Blessings to oh my gosh, I'm forgetting someone. No. Miss Pam. Did I say Miss Nikki? I hope I said Miss Nikki. And who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. Kamala, Joni. Listen, Alice, I needed you up here talking about voting in Texas. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to vote in Texas in certain parts. But I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, please blame my head. Oh, no. T. I said Risa. Did I say Risa? I did say Risa. Risa, the newest member of our team. T. Mr. Finney, who helped us with our, who moderates sometimes, but he also did our rap for us. Who else? Please, there's so many people. Oh my gosh, I love every single one of you. This has been a great experience. I'm not saying goodbye. No, I'm just using the time that we have left. We had like 10 minutes left. So our team is growing. And if you would like to join our team to moderate or to, Misty, wait a minute. Misty, I can't believe I forgot about Misty. How dare I? Misty's our West Virginia hottie, our hottie mama, who I love dearly. I love everyone dearly. I love all of you. And I'm so happy to be a part of this group. If you want to join us to help us moderate or do research or host, the host is the person you see put up the graphics. You see the graphics? Yeah, that's the host. They're the silent person, but they handle the graphics. They make sure the account is open for us to do these town halls. And we need people. We need more people. You know, I do a lot of these. And if we had more people, Jazz, did I forget Jazz? Jazz, I love you. If we had more people, then I wouldn't, you wouldn't see me as much. And maybe that's what you want. I'd like to watch more TV, honestly. I haven't finished the part 1 of season, 5 of Bridgerton. And Love is Blind is coming on. And I want to kick up my feet. So if you guys want to join our team and help us out, please send us an email. Go to our TikTok page and send us an email or DM. Let us know you're interested in helping us with our campaigns. And remember, love lifts us up where we belong. Love is stronger than hate. Love is stronger than pride. You remember that. Our vote counts. Our vote counts. Blessings, you are hilarious. But thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, starting at 6 o'clock. Take care, everyone. Good night. Mwah, mwah.